Hello, my dandelions. I hope you are all doing so well. I realize that I'm coming to you guys after a couple of months of a hiatus, and it was tough, honestly. With all the encouragement that I've gotten to do videos, to tell my story, it doesn't negate the fact that I still have to battle this imposter syndrome, this feeling that I'm not worthy of sharing my story. And it's tough. It's a roller coaster ride. It is something that I've battled my whole life, and it is something that I know I'll continue to battle with. But for the first time in my life, I have to show up for myself and live for the dreams and goals that I want for myself. So it's obviously been a couple months. I am very blonde, and that was a decision of change that I wanted. So funny story. I actually got it done at a salon and it was beautiful and all that stuff. I wanted it to be lighter. Please, if you are listening, I'm staring directly at you. Please make sure to have a professional do your hair. Have a professional do your hair, please. Because this second batch was at home. The back of my head is burning. Oh, not the back of my head, my neck. And I have lost half of my hair, I swear. Which is really hard because, I loved my curls, and we are now in restoration mode. I am getting help with getting it back on track. But it's gonna be a journey, and I hope that y'all will see this. But we are getting some black roots in. It'll eventually be brunette again so that it grows out seamlessly. But that's pretty much the biggest thing that has happened. With the imposter syndrome just creeping in, it's one of those things that even going through the survivor mode of domestic violence, I had to go through. When I went through the support groups and channels, I always felt like my story wasn't as hard as other people's stories. And that's where we have to remind ourselves that our story is still valid and that our story still impacted our lives, and that it's okay if it's not as severe or drastic as someone else's story. It's yours. It's your journey. And it's still going to be hard to navigate those feelings. It's going to be uncomfortable to put yourself out there. It is going to be uncomfortable to navigate those conversations when people ask you, what you did to get out of your situation, or how do you start your journey. I think that having so many people ask me and be inspired by my story is amazing. And I love being here, and I love sharing my story because I know it's unique. And I know that it's something that not many people my age go through. And more of us need to show up and talk about it. We need to disclose the things that have happened in our lives that impact us. And yes, so many women as survivors and men as survivors go through different parts of challenges, of turmoil. And when we get to this place of who can I turn to that looks like me, that represents me, it can be tough. Sometimes it's older people, older generation, and we don't have someone that looks like us. And it's so valid to have someone that you can share this experience with, and that you can say, okay, I see myself in them. And as a young 27-year-old woman, college educated, who has endured self-hate and self-loathing to partner abuse, to now navigating the whole self-love journey and weight loss journey, it's okay for me to be here and to show up for myself and for others. I think a constant reminder is that I have to tell myself that the videos that I make, yes, they're to help others out, to share my story, but at the end of the day, it's for me. It is a way to heal. It is a way to make sure that I show up for myself. And at the same time, make sure that people know that there's someone out there with a story like theirs. So with that being said, this is a short video today, and I wanted to just try to get back to doing these. And I want to know what you guys want me to talk about. I want to talk about the things that have impacted me personally. I want to talk about dreams, aspirations, goals. I want to keep on talking about the things that are impacting me throughout this weight loss journey. Even though I've gotten now to the place that I have, it doesn't mean that I'm done. It doesn't mean that the work stops. This is a lifetime situation. I don't like calling it a diet, right? Because this is my life. This is my wellness journey for the rest of my life. And as I age and change, I know things are gonna change around me. So I wanna keep you guys in the loop. I am so appreciative of the people that have reached out, that have made sure that I'm okay. And I'm doing great. And just wanna send my many thanks to the people that have inspired me to get back to doing these videos. And primarily the person that inspired me recently was a person called Dali. She has her own YouTube channel that I'm gonna put underneath in the bio section. She interviewed me after we met on Clubhouse, and she wanted me to share my story, and it was the first time that I'm not talking to friends or family members about my journey. And it felt good to share, to make sure that my voice was heard and that others see and hear what I've gone through. So Dali, thank you so much for having me on your YouTube channel. I cannot wait to share what this interview looks like. And it is a interview that was coming from a vulnerable state, and you always know that I am authentically myself. And so, like I say always, I love you all, my dandelions, and I will keep on sharing my journey with all of you with much love.